What's up, guys, and welcome back to my Brooklyn Beats franchise here on Madden 21. Now, last time it was a huge episode, potentially one of the more exciting episodes in the series so far, but we did the entire offseason. So we did free agency. I mean, granted, we didn't really sign anyone. And we also did the draft, the most exciting part of this series, in my opinion. I love drafting. I love building teams that way. It's just cool to see all these hidden development trait players pan out, all that fun stuff. But yeah, anyway, if you missed that one, certainly go back and check it out. Now, I typically enjoy the offseason videos the most. I enjoy making them more than just regular gameplay episodes, and it seems like you guys enjoy watching them over regular gameplay episodes. So it was a good one. But now, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, let me introduce to you the Brooklyn Beats 2022 NFL draft class. The first selection for the Brooklyn Beats in this draft class was Heisman-winning strong safety B.J. Mack out of Ole Miss. Now, this guy was an absolute stud in college. He laid the boom frequently, forced many fumbles, and he very, very often played both sides of the ball. He was even a talented receiver for Ole Miss. So that's why he was awarded the Heisman. He wasn't just a dominant strong safety. He was also a really solid contributor on the offensive side. Even kick and punt returning, he was really talented at. Now, some argue that he lacks like top-end coverage ability. He was exposed a few times in college, but hopefully with the help of NFL coaches and whatnot, he can really hone in on his coverage ability to complement his other playmaking attributes. Next up for the Beats is defensive end or just edge player Jeffrey O'Kelly. Now, he was considered an outside linebacker for Eastern Michigan, but he's going to be playing left end here for the Beats. Now, he's pretty small for being a defensive end. He's not super strong, but he definitely makes up for that in explosiveness. One of the faster edge players in the entire draft, but his burst is phenomenal. He got off the line immediately in most pass rushing situations, and he's fairly one-dimensional when it comes to what moves he decides to go with when trying to block shed, but he's really good with his finesse moves. He's very fast, very explosive, like I said before, and he can certainly tackle. If he has you wrapped up, you're pretty much done. Now, some saw this next pick as a bit of a reach. Jack Barrow out of Georgia. He's a tight end, 6'4", 258 pounds, right? He's an ideal size for being a tight end, but he certainly has some drop issues. He's shown it throughout college every single year, not really getting better in that regard. He's incredibly fast. He's always open for the most part. But the problem with him is getting his hands actually on the football. His blocking ability also is not great, but he really wasn't used in that role too often. He was just pretty much another receiver on the field. Now, I think he's going to do great things. I do think his drop issues will be limited. Once he gets proper NFL coaching and all that fun stuff, I think he's going to be an excellent piece here for this offense. Up next, we have middle linebacker converted to outside linebacker Danny Frazier out of Texas. Now, this man was an absolute steal, and the reason I'm saying that is because he was selected at the end of the second round, but he certainly has first round potential. Of course, he's had injuries holding him back, several other off the field issues and rumors and stuff like that going around at Texas, but this man can absolutely play football if he can stay on the football field. He was the fastest middle linebacker in the entire draft. Honestly, one of the faster defenders in this entire class, not even just limiting it to linebacker. He nearly ran a 4.3 40. With excellent burst as well, excellent explosiveness. He has shown his hit power prowess in college as well. Now, he can't pass rush or anything like that, but that's not what he's on this team to do. He's on this team to cover tight ends and to cover running backs and weapons like that for opposing offenses. He's really not going to be rushing the passer all that often. Now, he's not excellent in coverage by any means, but he is super, super athletic, like I was saying before. So if he can work on his coverage ability, he could easily be one of the better linebackers in the NFL in the next coming seasons. Next up, the Beats selected the big men, 6'6", 310 defensive tackle, Diego Campos out of Oklahoma State. He is ridiculously strong, and that's kind of all there is to him at the moment. He's a pretty raw prospect, but he has certainly shown some flashes of being the best defensive tackle in this entire class. But he is inhumanly strong. So he's going to look to bully opposing offensive linemen, shoving him back into the quarterback, doing all that fun stuff. He's done that so many times back in college, but he certainly has to work on the mechanical side a little bit more to get more fine-tuned as a defensive tackle. Now, free safety AJ Chaby is going to be a backup here for the Beats, but he has a lot of potential. He's 6'4", so excellent size there for a safety. Out of Texas Tech, 208 pounds. He's not the fastest safety by any means, but he's not that slow. He's shown pretty average speed at the position. He does lack some coverage ability, but he's made up for that in the past with just his absurd size and his raw athleticism. Now, he's probably going to be a solid special teamer here for the Beats. He might occasionally come in on defense every once in a while, but he's certainly not a bad option to have at backup free safety. safety. Now here's a player I doubt will really ever see the field. Aaron Woodward is a defensive end out of Cincinnati. Not bad size, 6'1", 268, is solid in that regard. Is also fairly fast. Didn't run poorly at the 40-yard dash, but he cannot get off of a block. He has shown time and time again to just get manhandled the entire play. Occasionally, he can use some kind of swim move or something like that to get by an offensive lineman, but for the most part, he just got bullied every single down. I'm sort of surprised he even got drafted. I think he got drafted just based on his athletic ability alone, maybe in the hopes of potentially teaching this dude how to block shed a little bit better, but that's something he certainly needs to work on if he wants to be successful at the next level. Now, here is potentially my favorite pick of the beats in the entire draft, fullback Des Powers, right? Out of FAU, he's 6'2", 247 pounds. He was amazing at the combine. He has shown excellent athleticism for a fullback. He can block well. He's shown that in college as well. He's very strong, and coupling that with above average speed actually makes him a pretty decent offensive weapon here for the Beats. And now the last selection here of the players who are going to make the Beats roster, there's Moses Cash. Now, of course, one of the best names in the entire draft, but that's kind of all he has to offer. He's fairly tall, I guess, 6'4", not too bad. He can run sort of well, but doesn't really do anything else at an above average level. Can't catch all that well. Not a good route runner whatsoever. This guy is going to probably be the 5th or the 6th receiver on this team for at least his rookie contract, and then he might go on to another team to do the same exact thing. I don't really ever anticipate this man starting that much. I drafted a quarterback as well, but he is terrible. So he's not going to make the team. I didn't even bother talking about him. Now, typically I would go ahead and play the preseason in this video. I'm not going to do that. So instead, I'm just going to go over the schedule, and we're going to kind of talk about which games I should play this season. So of course, we're going to play every single divisional game. It's going to be like last year. We're going to play every divisional game and probably every breakout player game. But there's certainly some other games I might want to play. So let's go through the schedule right now. We can get feedback of the people in the comments, seeing what games you guys want me to play. Let's just go ahead and look at it really quickly. We start out the season playing the Bengals. Don't know if I'm going to actually play this one. Who knows? The first game we're for sure going to play is the Dolphins. And of course, the Bills, Dolphins again, all that fun stuff. But like the Ravens could be a fun team because they're really tough in Madden. The Bears are pretty hard too. I kind of want to stick to the AFC though, just to make it so the playoff implications are a bit higher. So like the Ravens could be a fun team. I would love to play the Browns though and try to get revenge. So I think we're certainly going to play this one. I can take a look at the rosters of these teams before I decide to simulate, just to see if they have any interesting players. But just straight off the rip, the Ravens I think I want to play, the Browns I think I want to play. Maybe we can throw a couple NFC games in there, like the Packers are usually really solid if they still have Aaron Rodgers. But there's no other team that's really piquing my interest that much. So let me know in the comments who you'd like to see me play. Now there's another thing I need to point out. So I signed a bunch of undrafted free agents, okay? So let me just go to my team. So these guys probably won't play, but I signed a bunch of them. And we released some people. So I think this is where we started signing. So the running back, the wide receiver, the tight end, the left tackle. These guys probably won't play that much. We also got Will Clapp on the team, because why not? A lot of guys here, though, who are generated rookies. They're all somewhere in the 60s. So if you guys would like to be named after one of these guys, let me know in the comments. Now, they really won't play that much. I can't stress that enough, okay? Unless a starter goes down, these guys are probably going to be on the bench. But if you just want to be a part of this team, certainly just let me know in the comments down below. I apologize that I can't get everybody who comments a player in this series. It's just not possible. There's a lot of you guys out there who want to be players. I really do appreciate it though. And I am sorry, like once again, that it's just not possible. We're going to go through and simulate the preseason, okay? We're going to go ahead and turn off injury just for the preseason. I just don't want anybody getting hurt for like the entire year. Like if I'm without Quay Gordon because I simulated, I'm going to be kind of pissed. Let's go straight to the, actually not straight to the regular season. We have to cut some players, most likely. Never mind. We have a 53-man roster. It's perfect. I forgot to point this out as well. No way he's still here, right? But when I was going through and signing those free agents, okay, he's not. Devontae Adams was in free agency, just chilling right there. Nobody gave him a contract. Where did he go? I need to figure this out because somebody just signed him for a 1-year contract. He went to the Jaguars. The Jaguars just straight up signed him. That's so funny. He was just hanging out. I don't even know how that happens, but he was just chilling. Yeah, in preseason week 2, he got a 1-year, $11.5 million contract. That's something else. But that's actually going to do it here for this episode. This one's going to be a lot shorter than a typical Beats episode. I just wanted to give you guys an overlook of the draft class, show you the names that I changed, and also show you guys the schedule a little bit to provoke some discussion potentially about which teams we should take on during this season. But I hope you guys are looking forward to this next Brooklyn Beats season. I certainly am. We have a ton of hidden development trait rookies now on the roster. We have Quay Gordon being an X Factor. Joseph Courtois is up to superstar. Of course, probably some other development trait changes throughout this season. I don't know if I'm going to play this Bengals game. I could potentially do that, right? We can have another playoff rematch here. But I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Where every step you take is do or die.